Dashidele, to all my friends, also following us on the live stream from all around the world. I'm offering you this milk tea of loving kindness, immeasurable love, an ocean of immeasurable love that comes from the Buddha's begging bowl. So Dashidele to all of you. We're starting in the yellow prayer book on page 1. All mother sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. All mother sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. For that purpose, until I attain Buddhahood, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Until death, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. From today until this time tomorrow, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. I take refuge in the Buddhas until attaining the essence of awakening. Likewise, I take refuge in the Dharma and in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. Just as the Buddhas of the past, shall I give rise to bodhicitta for the benefit of all beings and practice the stages of the Bodhisattva's path. I take refuge in the Buddhas until attaining the essence of awakening. Likewise, I take refuge in the Dharma and in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. Just as the Buddhas of the past gave rise to bodhicitta and progressed along the Bodhisattva's path, so shall I give rise to bodhicitta for the benefit of all beings and practice the stages of the Bodhisattva's path. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and the other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and the other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. May all Mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all Mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Now we go to the Royal Tradition Chenrezig text on page 4. Namo Lokeshvaraya. Dharmakayam, the unelaborated reality, protector, boundless light. Sambhogakayam, loving, supreme, noble Chenrezig. Nirmanakayam, Dharma King Songtsen Gampo, we supplicate to you, please grant your blessings. The root lamas possessing the three kindnesses, with the supreme lamas of the oral transmission and treasure teachings, we supplicate to you, please grant your blessings. Please grant the ordinary and highest accomplishments. From emptiness arises an which transforms into a precious container, broad and vast. Within this are Hung, which melt and transform into a pure, unlimited, uncontaminated Dharma, extensive as the sky, capable of giving rise to the special ultimate great bliss.
Sambara Hong Nama Savanadanga Awa Loegada Oma Sambara Hong Nama Savanadanga Awa Loegada ba Sambara Degi Jomden Degi Jegba Renje Mangla Sanza Degi Jegba Zungze Dambala Sanza Degi Jegba Gunjamle La Sanza Degi Jegba Dhamje Da Yonsa Dave La Sanza Lo.
I pay homage to the exalted Tathagata Rinchen Mang. I pay homage to the Tathagata Sungze Dampa. I pay homage to the Tathagata Gunjam Le. I pay homage to the Tathagata Jigpa Tamje Dan Yongsu Dalvehla.
Ganje Zemo Jova Ye Jombo Nandan Shazadan Sembo Shajin Zawadan Semje Namba Nazodan Jinjen Geba Soneba Tedan Tela Tormane Zawa Janjan Labodan Gejin Deva Mambodan Chuban Deyan Gusula Nebe Samba Yawada Senje Nam Teren Senje Jebaje Jinje Jinyan Dana Chujujin Turgen Yanda Dona Sangbajo Yombo Gongla Cheba Pongwade Gelong Kim Yung Deya Danze Chunche Menje Ganyan Me Sebe Sola Ganyan Range Lula Belong La Genla Nuba Mabseje Chimbo Am Chung Kanda Ke Lula Ngumbara Nezebe Neze Nyembara Sonzul Dunju Range Neza Den.
Back to page 6. Spirits who wander by night, all jumbo and flesh eaters, sinbo who consume raw meat, various types of beings, those who abide in the thin branches of trees, and so forth. For these individuals and others is this dharma made of meat, beer, radish, and mashed rice, many kinds of fruit. Please enjoy this offering. Pacify your harmful thoughts. From now on, develop the intention to help others. Practice dharma like an ornament. Hold perfect samaya and pure vows. Renounce chastising any jumbum. Be ordained Brahmanas or Brahmins. Everyone is afraid of weapons and everyone values their own life. Take your own life as an example and avoid causing harm to others. All you spirits, strong or weak, to fully eliminate illnesses, especially dangerous to the body, return to your own abode.
Sarva Benganengenzo.
From emptiness arises a drum syllable that transforms into a precious container. The initial letters of each of the offerings appear and then transform into the offering substances with the nature of emptiness. Through contemplation, they transform into an unlimited cloud of offerings, which has the power to produce never-ending happiness.
jam so la da ser tu je jin be jin go gong ba sa.
In order to liberate all sentient beings abiding in samsara from the ocean of suffering, I will meditate on the mandala of the Great Compassionate One. In my heart is a balm which transforms into a lotus, and an arm which transforms into a moon cushion. On it is a vivid white Shri radiating light. The light invites the Lamas and the deities of the Great Compassionate One, surrounded by the assembly of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, into the sky in front, to be seated on lotus and moon cushions.
Buddha Sado Sapara Vara Pube Padesa So On Lungegurasa Buddha Sado Sapara Divam Padesa So On Lungegurasa Buddha Sado Sapara Vara Aloge Padesa So On Lungegurasa Buddha Sado Sapara Ginde Bade Zazo On Loga Yore Zava Buddha Zado Sabare Vare Nevede Bade Zazo On Loga Yore Zava Buddha Sabare Vare Shanda Bade Zaya Back to page 11. All Lamas existing in the three times, the deities of the mandala of the Great Compassionate One, with the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, in order to eliminate the suffering of all beings in samsara, please come from your natural abodes. Please be seated on the cushions of lotus, moon, and sun. I respectfully prostrate with body, speech, and mind. Accept these holy offerings, real and imagined. From prior lifetimes until now, whatever wrongful acts I did, I acknowledge and confess. I rejoice in the root virtues of ordinary people, Shravakas, Pratyekas, and Bodhisattvas of the three times. For all living beings, please turn the wheel of Dharma, of the direct oral teachings of the victors of the three times.
Those who wish for paranirvana will not benefit beings. Please accept my request that you remain to benefit beings. May I and others, accumulating the root of virtue, achieve the unexcelled perfect enlightenment. I have great compassion for all those who are suffering, the sentient beings of the 6 realms of the 3 worlds. May they be separated from suffering. May they have happiness. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. I have great compassion for all those who are suffering, the sentient beings of the 6 realms of the 3 worlds. May they be separated from suffering. May they have happiness. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. The visualized field of accumulation of merit dissolves into me. All inner and outer phenomenal things subsumed into subject and object are purified into the nature of the natural purity. Rinpoche de omanina trokadanda Zimbabwe inla longa sasunja sobje Yeje jirgana Rinpoche yakba longze rada loje jadan chesher mesher dak Jungma ngaya pat pamba dada ting Pima ngombo nyema da Pima garbo Zimbabwe Inje jirgana ting jevlo Pima serbo rada dongara tuyong ting Treva dorje jakja serzi troka yarmi kan Likbam korloy treva zoi gundam Pima mar Rinpoche zorje ban Zimbabwe Jinlai troka sadoi Jinja sajan zebentan Jinrere zeben trodoge semje namla doje sore menba nyambara zegba Jamjen drobe dunlan yurde genba voi Shintami be Rinpoche nazobe vejin yinjin gejin ponji Kara semoto Toshara sada shada la soban zebarate Tarnaso je toyo dan meyo Tarchang so la labda soro Sinzangbo sonye pevze jebja Condensing Dunje damar shele lamo yegeto Kumdo sanzin jinchang loye dan Sovo dan java yeje damar se norban zimbai kumdo igar Kyaje sanye yerambo jedan yoma daiken ting wan zim
Yunjian Damar Semo Ringhanzi Kundo Marmoy Karjek Sanye Yeshe Garajan Tengwa Yumpe Man Zimba Samka and Tardan Rumboji Naso Kanje Nangwan Daye Kundo Sanye Tengen Zinja Saja Jin Nyambe Chemo Tronge Yok Simbe Tebe Truka Chalo Jeno Deyes Penda Juni Dune Yegaraje Penda Tambo Nambara Namze Nipa Te Yum Sanje Jimani Kabo Yen Korlo Sambar Metyo Badang Yabad Yum Mama Genye Ngumbo Ye Dorje Ngaba Renchen Jungde Rukpa De Yum Kunda Zam Serbo Ye Rambo Je Dumbar Nawan Taye Dan Jeba De Yum Kukarmun Marbo Ye Pema Goba Dun Yo Draba Dan Jobara De Yum Droma Jangke Ye Dorje Jadam Chukche Ba Tokje Chembo Junye Ba De Yum Shirab Je Parar De Simani Karbo Ye Pema Namba Yabla Yung Din La De Yomna Yung Chu Jen Jen Saye Tamje Je Sanzen Tokaran Zenba Teda Tamje Tardan Rumbo Je Nasobe Jen Jen Yapsenbe Jedonge Yogba.
Back to page 14. From emptiness arises a white tree, which completely transforms into the noble Chenrezig, with 1,000 arms and 1,000 eyes, with white body and 11 faces, 3 peaceful faces of the Dharmakaya, 3 smiling faces of the Sambhogakaya, 2 dark red semi-wrathful faces, 2 wrathful faces of the Nirmanakaya, and in the center Amitabha. The roots are the 10 arms of the Dharmakaya. The main 2 hands are joined at the heart. The next lower 2 hold a mala and a lotus. The next lower 2 hold a wheel and a round anointing vase. Of the next lower 2, one is in the mudra of giving, and the other holds a jewel. The next lower 2 hold a Nirmanakaya statue and a bow and arrow. The branches are the 38 arms of Sambhogakaya. The 19 right arms hold a jewel, a lasso, an offering, a shield, a vase, an axe, a mala, a blue lotus, a sun, a moon, and a white lotus. The 19 left arms hold a cloud, an anointing vase, a yellow lotus, a white conch sword, a skull staff, a mala, a bell, a vajra, an iron hook, a monk's staff, a Nirmanakaya statue, a celestial palace, a volume of scripture, a wheel, an emanated form, grapes, a red lotus, and an 8-cornered jewel. The secondary branches are the 1,000 arms of the Nirmanakaya, making the mudra of highest generosity. In the palm of each is an eye of compassion that looks towards all sentient beings of the 6 realms equally and impartially. The 2 legs are standing erect to quickly benefit all sentient beings. The body is adorned with head ornaments, earrings, short necklace, shoulder ornaments, belt, medium-length necklace, long necklace, bracelets, and anklets, all of various inexpressibly precious jewels, and upper and lower garments of various silks and draped silk cloths. The body is beautified with all the 32 major marks and the 80 minor marks. On the lotus petal in front of this, a shreem transforms into Hlamo Yige Dugma, the 6-syllable mantra goddess, with body color, hand symbols, and ornaments all identical to the main deity. On the petal on the right is the sun Norbudzimba, jewel holder, with white body color, 1 face and 2 hands, holding a jewel in the right hand and a pearl mala in the left. On the petal on the left is the daughter Ringak Zimam, holder of the mantra, with white body color, 1 face and 2 hands, holding a crystal mala in the right hand and a lotus in the left. These 3 were silks and various jewels. The legs are in the sattva posture in the manner of paying homage. On the rear pedal is the Buddha Amitabha with red body color, with 2 hands in the meditation position, sitting in the Vajra posture, ornamented with the major and minor marks of the Buddha, and with all the aspects of the Nirmanakaya. There are 12 outer petals of the lotus. On the petals starting from the front, circling to the right are first Vairochana and second the mother Buddha Lojana, both white in color, holding a wheel in the right hand. Third Akshobhya and fourth the mother Mamaki, both blue in color, holding a Vajra in the right hand. Fifth Ratnasambhava and sixth the mother Samantabhadri, both yellow in color, holding a jewel in the right hand. Seventh Amitabha and eighth the mother Pantara, both red in color, holding a lotus in the right hand. Ninth Amoghasiddhi and 10th the mother Tara, both green in color, holding a crossed Vajra in the right hand. 11th Avalokiteshvara Mahakarunika and 12th the mother Prajnaparamita, both white in color, holding a lotus in the right hand. Regarding all of the above, the male has the left hand supported on the cushion. The female has the left in the mudra of great generosity. The right hands of all hold the hand symbols at the heart. They all are ornamented with silks and various jewels, and the legs are in the sattva posture.
Sanye Pavan Zimba Dang Lama Yenja Da Tazare Ngumbo Yale Zimba Logar Mayata Shakya Toba Sarbo Sekan Zim Nugara Dunda Doba Kaya Senge Nag Likban Zimba Yeda Doba Ankan Zoma.
Please bless us by accepting this with delight.
Benzala Benzaisha Benzara de Benza Nevada Benza Benzal Benzara Dharma Sarva Benza Sama Mendala la.
Shri, there is no duality in the wisdom body, yet appearing as duality of the wisdom and samaya beings. Please remain in the state of non-duality to perfectly perform the enlightened activities for the benefit of beings. Shri, from the 5 bodies abiding in the bodies of the 5 wisdoms, the 5 victors arise from the Ogmin Ram Akanishtam. May I be blessed by the empowering Lord of the family. May the 5 families grant the realization of the 5 wisdoms. Thus accomplish the empowerment, and the 5 family Buddhas ornament the head of myself and the deities in front as an indication of having bestowed the empowerment. Three. In order to be one with the body, speech, and mind of all the Buddhas of the 3 times, bless my body, speech, and mind, and seal by the blessing empowerment. In myself and the main deity, along with the mandala deities generated in front, at the forehead is a white Om, in the throat a red A, and at the heart a blue Hung, which become the nature of the Vajra body, speech, and mind. Three. Great Compassionate One, Deity of Wisdom Deities, Yige Dungma, the 6 syllables, Wisdom Source Mother, Norbo Dzimpa, Jewel Holder, the Prince who practices the supreme methods, Ringa Dzimpa, Holder of the Mantra, the Princess who practices wisdom, deities not produced but primordially undifferentiated from myself. I praise and prostrate to the bodies of the 4 wisdom deities. Look upon all beings with the eyes of great compassion. Vairochana, Dharmadhatu wisdom, Akshobhya Vajra, mirror wisdom, Ratnasambhava, equanimity wisdom, Amitabha, discriminating wisdom, Amoghasiddhi, all accomplishing wisdom. I praise and prostrate to the 5 wisdoms and the 5 bodies. At my heart is a stream circled by the six-syllable mantra radiating light. At the heart of the deities, generated in front, is a moon disk with a Shri in the center, with the six-syllable mantra radiating light to all directions, making offerings to delight the body, speech, and mind of all the Sugatas of the 10 directions. All the blessings return, the obscurations of the body, speech, and mind of all the beings of the three realms are purified by the light illuminating them, and they are established in the state of the great compassionate one. All the beings and realms of the universe become the deities of the great compassionate one. All these, myself, the main deity, and the mandala deities generated in front, recite the six-syllable mantra continuously, roaring like 1,000 thunderclaps.
Dili Judo number da Manishu da Jilla Mane Mari Dajatan, Mupanzi Italy, Mupanta Bukachivari, Dili Ligi Bochachapala, Jerumde, Fly across another. Oh, Lakoji Chalu Yons to was Tana rap. Let us say you did already. The Plague Chadi already. In the Lams, Lams, Gina, and the Yore, let them move on to take. Genetic about in Nigeria, the Lucemi Semso, Semso, you know, the Portuguese, Pohingin, Genetic Mohingin, the Dilomari, the Dignity was Chasma, the door, Sasu to be duly jealously, around Jig, Jepper and Badu, also song that is over. Don't you go watch about somebody. You go take the heart of that somebody. Go take credit. Do some just sound yet or so through this. The what you don't charge, they don't must have it. They have also they tackle the the tree chatting them. You see the Sajet of the Cosson to the Sanctuary, somebody of Molan and the Columba, somebody. The Tony was easy. The way the Nani Johnson, Garchen, the Naked Leta Mova, flat in Madame Mada, the Dadi, Young Yore, the Katan, Mala, Sipadanka, Chuparibanka, set of the Nagayon Dimabus, young, set of the other, or Magayon detail. Ben Mara, oh, there is the same part of Mazor, some that they be Mano dinner. He said to how much of it. Tamar get a share. It is Chadam over it. There is a Jim and Cheba. Said the Topazo. Oh, the Mount of the young age. Hard, nothing to talk about young. You see, not all down that they shower at it. Not to shower, not to something. Started with the top some tunnel. Written now, send the delicate and Chowron Titan Cover in Mother Simple, Cherry, Titona Shiva, Ni, someday, Luna is someday. The children of the top country gets all you want over. They go some to the deore, was it that Mata, later more tamsi, Takunum Tira, Mewatamsi, Tele or your young, from young Watamsi, young Katsina, Shibati, Yungdi or the Shibata took the machine, they took the bottom of the Raji Basam, they part draw the Tudo near Shigore, part drawing the Kachi of Joyan Jiti, for the years out of the Hako or the children to the Tower Sim Todo, send the Tomato, this Sanji or Sanji made, they tower the Hako go out to me.
So, Dharma friends continue to recite the Mani mantra. And so, between the visualization and the recitation, though, the visualization is more important. Through visualizing the deity, we are purifying the karmic imprints of the body. If you are able to visualize the deity very clearly with all its elements, the ornaments, the implements, body color, and so on, that is the best. Because each of these elements that make up the deity represents a certain quality within the deity's mind, or a certain enlightened activity of that deity. Or if you can't visualize it so clearly, and then you can just, especially as a beginning practitioner, you can just think of Chenrezig all at once. And the nature of Chenrezig is compassion. And also between body and mind, the mind is more important. And so everyone, any male who possesses compassion is Chenrezig, and any female with compassion is Tara. You should have a firm conviction in that. That is when bodhicitta arises in your mind, then you naturally are Chenrezig. Or Lodjik Dzongchen said in the Gongchik that generation stage is primordially established within ourselves. The Gongchik, this text is actually a very precious text. Gongchik actually means single enlightened intent. So it is the single enlightened intent of all the Buddhas of the three times. All the Buddhas of the three times have one intention. They teach really one thing. They really have one enlightened activity. Their body, speech, mind, activities, and qualities are all one and the same. And that is really the special quality of the Buddha Dharma. In the prayer for excellent conduct, it says that within a single atom, there are as many Buddhas of the three times as there are atoms. And this is the quality of emptiness. So for a beginning practitioner, when we engage in the deity practice, so we think of the deity and we recite the deity's mantra. And by reciting the deity's mantra, we are purifying our karmic imprints of grasping at sound. And yesterday we also mentioned a few qualities of the mantra or ways of seeing the mantra. We have said that we can see the mantra as the deity or as an offering and so forth, and a few others. And it's good to hear this over and over again, because then you will really understand the qualities of the mantra garland and your mind will become clear. So when you recite the Mani mantra with a mind of love and compassion, it becomes like, so this mantra garland then becomes like a washing machine that washes your mind, so it becomes completely pure. And that is unlike our ordinary conversations that trigger thoughts of attachment and aversion. These only defile our mind. So when you understand that, you also see how the mantra garland purifies the obscurations of our mind. So specifically the obscurations of grasping at sound. And when all kinds of thoughts arise in the mind as you're reciting the mantra, if these thoughts arise from within a state of bodhicitta, then all appearances will be seen as the deity in an instant. And you understand that it is just a kind of a turn of an instant. In one moment you are an ice block, another moment you are water. If you're like an ice block, you are wandering in samsara, but your true nature of mind is actually like water. And so when we practice as sadhana, we must also know the essence of that sadhana. And that is particularly important for beginning practitioners and people like myself who do not have a vast understanding of the Dharma. Of course, there's also other individuals who have great learning of the scriptures. But even though you might have great learning, if you don't know how to condense this learning into its essence, it may still lead to confusion. So we need to know how to condense things into their essence. We need to know both how to elaborate and how to condense. It is also said that if we grasp at our tenet system or in our belief, we become ordinary again. So we need to learn how to go both ways, condensing or elaborating, samsara and nirvana. When we condense everything into one, it all comes down to the mind. And when the mind is completely purified, that itself is the Buddha. And there is no other Buddha than that.
Sölkha tamna ngolo to jori zi yo da so ba za wa la so ba sa ja pin se ji to cha so yo di de ta de tomo go ro cha ya re ne kap to den to ri yong di to ri de wa ta de tomo go ro so de ka che ge che de ji bo le tomo go ro me ni yo ni che de no tong de po ni po go ro tomo go ro so le yo go yo re 롬젠 데브드 미 무슨 동안 미용나 별이 생각하던 내담 데라서 미용나 이게 요아람 얘기 요리 토마니니 어디 요아들이 데를 만면 되는 상 사제 공방을 만면 되니 대 사족도 돌아 나오죠 매일때 다독 사제 사람은 사제 사람 다이 이름을 통해서 사제 사지 봐 대들이 가 사람이 받으리 마 망보 되는 사람 정거래 Sanade penata lama tina melari beso mari lama gevishi tina muka cheso teji yuje chewa la nudi je loma mete ram mudi haja khapo yore tel mudi peke na ge shegi kange de ta na ge de buma ko ta to yo me ta chondiri la ni so du ma de pe teri rang yang de lo ta na jo le ja ten ja ta ba ni na yang ja ni du yore teri 라니 소디만 되니 네 송상 뭐 송부터 뭐 도미래 이런 거 도미 공다다 드복 저리 기복도 나게 빠드 토성 대인 통이지 라지가 좋아져 라지가 뭐지 좋아져 이 공자만 용대 가리는 오 양당 양들로 얼마티 송대 양대 sem을 샤를 따르더니 다 데리들 라지 sem을 좋아를 그리 미쳤어도 우리가 문이 있는 거는 나지 돌필. 이 좋았지니 있는 거는 나지 돌필. 이 좋았지가 다 문이 좀 받듯이 다 그요 우리. 심지는 이제 체면 받지는 막혀서 통나 다 대지들 나지는 문에 시켜요 우리. 별은 자롱도 저로 짠줘요 우리. 대면서 소마쳐다는 별장 자롱 나대 잡아나니 뭐 심지는 지게라. 이거 저거는 뭐 맞지들이 리바스라 랩토고 말이다. 리바 톡자래. 대회는 들리다가 살람치 바대로 고고리 들리다가 다다하게 빼만 보고 요래 이런 것은 나는 시주도 지지에 박아서 로마 같이 마음으로도 같이가 사까지 마 사야지 또 말이지 그것도 초와 강제 마정지 얘는 시주도 지들이 너차들은 저들이 서로 초와지서 처리 드바마도 둘록도 소들이 둘록도 하자 쪽으로 띠지 그들이 가다 송동 제이제는 땡땡이제도 샘때를 내 그래서 서참다 보지 낭심때도 내 그런데 대대다 딱 호랑이 성도가 담저 탑장 그러니까 샘때 해야 요 말이 레짐제 짓을 장거리 레짐제 짓을 낭 능의 용구도 다 통여 봐 로도 남바자되고 자를 하거든 들 남가는 손을 남가 빼야고 토고요 대 하방을 쳐지 주고 싸움되는 들이 박차라 들이 좀 tart로 뛰어 레인으로 요래 들어뛰어 때 상으로 돌아랑 생겨 내가 먼저 때렸을 때들이 온장 로를 때문에 접속 이 차로 가자 건 자감을 야자 로모 셔서고요 말이 대저고 차들이 당보리들이 하고를 대하고라 들이 다다 무지게 들은 새로 소화내고 요래 가서 합서 시바는 라뜨기 답을 찍어 들이 제식도 뭔가 좀나 들사도 가지고 까 가는 거 타가 돌아 새로 소화지지 무슨 돈이 타와지야 들이 마야 다루요 봐 들사도 가지고 강에 체질 항상 뒤에서 차고요 오타스럽지 스럽지 마스럽도 시바송 뒤따도 요걸 마다 배내서 달라서 소리만 빼야봐 제제 망고요지 배 총총지도 대리를 안에 소리만 싸바지 들기는 공고 봐야 뒤따도 저래 대 소소 인당을 대로 좋아 제습절에서 소소로 좋아져 들이는 좋아돼 제습거리 대는 좋아돼 제는 들은 코를 타는 거 같고요 나디처럼 저거래 대회다 라든 하들이 하든 되어야지 마스 합세지 봐 되는 뒤용들이 뒤 라든 하지 양도 내르지 좋아돼 제거래 대지를 스랍들이
So yesterday when we spoke about the qualities of the mantra garland, we said that the mantra possesses 9 benefits.
And another one of those was to see the mantra as a blessing. And that's really the most important one, actually. And this is something that you need to have a personal experience in as you recite the mantra. When you recite the mantra, through the power of the mantra, you accomplish the two siddhis, the common and the supreme siddhis. And so some people focus more on the common siddhis. And that is just like, for example, you're planting a seed into the ground in order to grow certain kind of grain. And then the grain begins to grow, and it has a root, and it has a stalk, and it has leaves, and then it grows into its fruit. And all of these parts of the crop that is growing before it becomes the fruit represent the qualities. Focus on the common siddhis and not focus on the common siddhis and not the ultimate siddhi, which is enlightenment. If you only focus on the common siddhis, then or this lifetime basically, then it is like you're not interested in having the rice grow into the actual rice grain, but you're more focused on the stalk that is growing. And so you're really spoiling or wasting the rice that could potentially grow. So that is when we are not focused on attaining enlightenment, the ultimate goal. And so now the mantra garland is a blessing. So when you recite many of the mantras, then it is said the blessings will enter your mind. Milarepa said that in terms of a quality that a disciple must have, he said that a disciple must possess the quality of devotion. That is most important. So there might be disciples who even possess great compassion, but devotion is really like a great ornament for a disciple. It's not so easy to cultivate devotion. There's one example I can give. And so I myself, I'm not someone who has done a lot of learning, but since I was very young, I have always read the 37 Bodhisattva practices. And even if I listen to it 100 times, I still want to listen to it again. And so the person who wrote the 37 practices is called Ngulchu Tome. And I came across this picture of his practice cave. And when I saw this picture of his practice cave, naturally a very strong feeling arose in me and tears came to my eyes. I've never actually met him in person, but the tears coming to my eyes is a sign that these Lama's blessings are arising in my mind. That is why a strong feeling arises in me and tears come to my eyes. And this is the time when when such tears of devotion arise, this is the time when these obscurations, the obscuration mainly of self-grasping, melt away. They become purified. They also melt away if you give rise to immeasurable love and compassion. That is when the ice block is melting. Otherwise, if you leave it to be ice, you will always have many ice blocks bumping together. If you do not give rise to devotion, if you do not give rise to love, then the power of the mantra recitation cannot arise in your mind. You will not feel anything, and that is because the obscurations are too thick. So this is what we should understand to be the blessings. And I have many other examples too, actually, but just to give one more. For example, we have been holding the Yamataka Drubchen, and many disciples like to attend this Drubchen. And so there was once a disciple who said that before that I had recited millions of mantras of some different deity, but I didn't feel anything. And now I just completed 1 week of the Yamataka Drubchen, and an incredibly strong feeling arose in me. And so what this experience shows is that it's not the practice that is most important, but how we engage in the practice. Also before, we have mentioned those 4 nails that bind the life force, and one of these nails is called the nail of Samadhi. And that is our single-pointed meditation, the mind that abides single-pointedly. That relates also to this person's experience. And now within the various realms of samsara, we have taken birth as a precious human being, and our mind will not die. And when the body dies, the mind continues to follow karma. And as a result of that, we continue to experience suffering. We can see that all around us. If you really understand those 4 thoughts that turn the mind well, then you will find an excellent path of practice. If you do not understand these well and only think about this lifetime, then this obscuration will cause you to take birth as an animal. The seeds for that are within your mind stream. But it is just a temporary obscuration. The Buddha said that beings are obscured by adventitious stains, which causes the mind to become like an ice block. But of course, if you leave the ice block in the freezer for many years, then it will never really melt. So that's the first important thing to understand. And so if you cultivate devotion, a real feeling will arise. So this is how we can understand the mantra to be a blessing. As you recite the mantra and you visualize the deity single-pointedly, a real feeling arises as you recite the mantra. So that is what you need to look out for, the special feeling to arise, or your ability to think about the deity or the mantra whenever you encounter difficulties. So that is actually the blessing. This is how we understand the 7 bodhisattva practices. And so this is just an example that I came up with. But what's important is that a real feeling, a real experience arises within you. And so I'm using this example because I myself had an experience when I saw this image, for example. And so first you need to have that experience yourself, and then you can also pass that on to others. And that is why I'm passing this on. And this is really where liberation from samsara begins. This is where the ice block of self-grasping begins to melt. So understand the mantra to be a blessing. So in this way, when you recite the mantra over and over again, an actual feeling must arise. And when that arises, and that is the blessing. And when that arises, and that is the blessing arising in your mind.
just you want Mazoma Chicken with this all Hakon, the just got of Tangan to Navy, Manzin Geoche, so they did so, but people had a shadow. This is the Chedder Material de Shadow, they don't do mena or the legs are going. Oh, just the read just a travel to just travel to the flag of the heart that it just how much you can send on much over it. They the southern heart had the culture, sharply, been repaired to Coyote. This is some down the southern heart in the party, Jim Tuber, titular, and some down it.
So as you meditate and recite the mantra within a state of samadhi, it is said in a text that on the power of mantra, it says that the samadhi is like a fire flame, and once the mantra recitation is like the wind that fans the fire flame, and one's obscurations are like the wood being burned away by that fire. So your samadhi is like fire. That is your single pointed mind. When the mind is single pointed, it is very clear. So it is called a fire flame, the fire flame of wisdom awareness. So when you recite the mantra single pointedly, while visualizing very clearly the mantra Garland, the mind becomes very clear. So mind purifies itself really. And it must be on the basis of bodhicitta. And so it all arises from this mind generation of bodhicitta. The mantra recitation must be connected to bodhicitta. And that is what then will purify the obscurations, concerned about this life. So it is said that if you wish to know what you did in the past, look at your present body. So all the happiness and suffering, coarse and subtle, that you experience in this life, the karma for that to happen has already been created in a previous life. And where can we find the seeds of such karma? The seeds of karma are just like the seeds of a flower. Within the seed of a flower, everything about the flower is contained. The flower's color, its scent, its taste, the kind of honey it produces, it's all in the seed. So now there is self-grasping. We constantly think about me, me, me. And this is where we find all of these karmic imprints. They are within this self-grasping. All of our positive and negative karmas, it's all within self-grasping. And due to some slight virtue that you may have created in a previous life, you experience happiness. And due to non-virtue, you experience suffering. But everything is a creation of samsara, and there is nothing that is exempt from that. So it's important to clearly understand that. So we bring this continuum with us, and we find our karma within this continuum of me, this self-grasping. It is that the greatest demon is the grasping at a self. That is the actual obscuration. And from within that obscuration, our karmic imprints begin to arise. And our various experiences of this life begin to arise, manifest to us. So if we don't want to experience suffering, then we have to bring an end to the causes of suffering. We say, may beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. That means we must purify our mind stream. And that is why the mantra recitation and the deity practice are so important. And so it is something that makes sense. It stands to reason when we think about it. So when you recite the mantra and you visualize the deity, the reason why it generates a certain power is because of karma. So think about the result that corresponds to the cause. And take a break for 15 minutes.